Simple living is not necessarily living with the least amount of possessions, although a minimalist would tell you otherwise. It's more of a simplistic existence. Simple living is minimal dependency on outsourced resources like city water, the electric company, and the supermarket to provide basic necessities for your family. There are several ways to accomplish this, like installing a freshwater well to circumvent your dependency on city water, putting in solar panels to cut your ties with the electric company, and growing your own food to lessen the chemicals ingested by you and your family. All of these avenues promote peace and financial independence. Sounds pretty good, right? Let me explain. When you put in a freshwater well, you bring in good, clean water into your home. Installing a freshwater well is a big undertaking, but the reward is much greater. There are a couple of things you need to know before you begin digging. So what to do in preparation. First, you need to find a driller and pump installer. The names of certified drilling and pump installation companies can be found with the Better Business Bureau from the local health department, the telephone directory, or neighbors who already have a well. Even though water well drillers and pump installers are certified by the state, homeowners should check the driller and installer's reputation and reliability for their particular job needs. A permit application needs to be completed and submitted to the local health department by a certified master driller. A permit must be obtained before any construction can begin. After the well is completed and the pump installed, there's installation forms must be submitted by the contractor to the local health department within 30 days. If you are the owner and you install your own pump, those same forms are required to be submitted. There are many benefits of having a water well, like getting free water. The savings you would get from having no water bill is just money in your pocket. There are also tax discounts and incentives to help with the initial startup cost for the installation. Although you should have the water tested to assure that it has not been contaminated, fresh water will provide healthier drinking water for your family because it doesn't have the harmful chemicals lurking in it as the chemical treated water from the city does. Drinking plenty of water maintains fluid balance in the body. This helps with mineral absorption, digestion, and regulating body temperature. If a well is not an option because of where you live, you can use rain gutters and filter the water into a water bladder to use later. This water can be used as gray water. That means you can wash your dishes or do your laundry with it. You can also use it for showering or toileting, but once it's used in this fashion, it's considered black water and is no longer safe for human consumption. Another way to live simply is to provide for your own electricity through the installation and use of solar panels. Installation of solar panels will take up roof space where sunlight is usually uninterrupted. You can purchase solar panels from a variety of producers like Sunwise, Evergreen, and Mitsubishi Electric. The sun is a source of renewable energy and it is inexhaustible. Research into materials that convert solar energy to power is continuing to reduce the cost of making such cells and increasing the efficiency within which they work. In the long run, this can reduce your cost to a great extent. Maintenance of such systems that produce energy from solar power into energy for your home is almost negligible. It requires no more than keeping the surface panels clean. The money saved from not owning an electric company would add up to substantial savings. The initial startup cost can be a tad on the expensive side, running about $16,000 for enough panels to produce enough energy for a home. That does include the installation. The overall benefits are great. There are tax incentives with this changeover to help fund the beginning costs, and the monthly savings is at least 80% of your previous electric bill. With all that cash you would be saving from the well and solar panels, you could start a family garden. Growing your own food not only puts money back in your pocket because it will lessen your grocery bill, but it will also instill pride in your family by growing something of true value to sustain your own lives. Having a garden also drastically reduces the amount of chemicals your family ingests. Harmful pesticides are sprayed on your food to combat crop loss when grown on huge corporate farms. Those chemicals are absorbed into the vegetables and then they are consumed by you. You can solve that problem by growing it yourself. This would also allow for full maturity of the vegetables, not like supermarket food where it is picked before it's ripe and it's left on the store shelves to ripen after it gets there. This food would be fully loaded with all of its nutrients. Although planting is only the third step in the 3 Ps, planting your garden, preparing the soil, and planting your vegetables. Things to consider when starting a family garden. The location. Plants should be placed in a location which receives at least 6 hours of uninterrupted sunlight per day, where land has ample runoff, so there wouldn't be any standing water after you water your plants or after it rains. Adding fertilizer to the soil will help ensure a better yield of crops. Giving your plants plenty of water will help them grow. Properly weeding your garden will keep plants healthy. Weeds can rob veggies of much needed nutrients and water. Living simply not only lowers your stress and anxiety with its therapeutic value of sustaining your own life, but it will also allow for more family time and less of a financial burden. By providing your own electricity through solar panels, your own water from a well, and your own food from a family garden, you are reducing your dependency on different public systems, and you are reducing your cost in those areas as well. Self-sufficient living is not completely distancing yourself from any traces of human contact or the world. It's just reprioritizing your life to become more peaceful and less dependent on other institutions to provide for you and your family.